Jamie, have you seen what's going on outside?
No, what's going on?
The peasants, they're revolting.
What?
Well, they're revolting. They're disgusting and also they're revolting. That can mean only one thing.
Taco Tuesday.
It's not Taco Tuesday. It's time for village attacks. Well, that was village attacks.
And the village did attack.
They did attack and they failed.
Yeah, they failed.
Miserably.
Spectacularly. Reminds me of Zombicide.
Okay.
Reminds me of a game that I have called Vampires, which is a lesser well-known game, but similar sort of theme and principle. You're working your way through a dungeon effectively, rolling dice, making things happen. You did say, this is the first time I played it, you did say this was a beginner level, it was sort of a much easier level. It kind of felt it, but I'm not going to judge the game on that. I like the mechanics, they're easy to learn, easy to play. The dice was a bit of a novelty, but it was good. And I liked the theming, I thought it was really well themed, and it's quite nice to play something that isn't a zombie game.
Okay, yeah. I agree with you on a lot of those kind of points. I think that it's very unique with the dice rolling mechanic in there, and you have to spend the value on your dice to do different things. It is very much, one negative thing about this is very much luck of the roll. If you just keep rolling poorly, like Will did, then you will be berated by people like Jamie. So that's it is luck in the roll there. But generally, I think the theme's really good. I don't know of any other game where you're playing the bad guys trying to defend your castle from all the heroes, as it were. Overall, I really like this game, and it does get more complex as you play it. It introduces the rules really well, and there's lots of neat things that happen in this game.
I'm going to hit a couple of negatives.
Go for it.
So the two things I didn't like, I did not like the bases that you attach to the game.
Yep.
I have a bit of a pet hate with games where you have to take bases off and on, and naturally over time they're damaged. I know you played this game a few times and they kind of misshapen and lost their shape, and some of them weren't staying on, so I found that quite frustrating. I didn't really like the player mat. I thought the player mat was a little bit chaotic. There were bits for some of the things like the dice, but for your health it didn't seem to have a place, and when you're attacking there didn't seem to be a place for that. You put them on the character, but for me, if you're going to have a player mat, you make it available for, especially when it's a character player mat, you should make all of the components that you need to play in that player mat. And I found that quite frustrating, because I was like, oh, am I doing this wrong? And actually I think the player mat is a very good player aid, and I felt that it wasn't quite there with that. And that said, it was an enjoyable game. But if I had to be a bit negative about it, it would probably be one of the two things I would pick and sort of say, that could have been a bit better thought out in my view.
Yeah, okay, well, it's a fair point. It's something I've noticed with the game. You've got everywhere to put your dice apart from attacking, so it's like, you can have a couple more boxes on there. I don't think there's any more negatives from me. There is one negative from me, I guess. So in this game, you're rolling some dice, and you get to save some of those dice for another round. You only get, I think, one set of dice with this game, and then you get some tokens which can represent those dice when you're passing the dice around. But I kind of feel, I don't know whether it's the kind of collector in me or just generally, I feel like if we didn't all have our own set of dice, it would be a bit annoying.
Yeah, and I did not know that because you do have dice for every player, so I didn't know that, and had I known that, I think I would have found that really frustrating.
That's an additional cost to it, really, which I think most people would want to do that. But there are some mechanics we didn't play with, which make the game harder. You found it very easy. There's a whole 90-day mechanic and some other kind of things they chuck in there.
I think that added to it. I think we played a few games recently, and some of them have really sort of immersed you into the game. And I like this because I like the theme. I do sort of like that almost dungeon crawler, dungeon piece.
Yep.
However, I find it. There's nothing about it yet, and I don't think I personally played it. I know you played it enough, but I don't think I have personally played it enough times to really bore a sensible judgment out of it. Apart from I found it an enjoyable game, but not one I'd be willing to spend £60 or $80 on.
Yeah, that's fair enough. We should play some more. But I think that's a fair assumption, really. I don't think until you've really got into it, you can really give a decent review anyway on these kind of things. But from what we have done, what would you, for a person it's the first time you've ever played this game? Obviously, I'm coming from it. I've played this game lots of times. I've gone through a lot of these kind of campaigns. So we will use the dice that is included in the game to actually rate this. There's lots of things on here.
It's a really difficult dice. So I think
these are all custom symbols on here. So
I think if it was if that was a D6,
yes,
I think I would be I'd be a 4.
Okay, but there's not a D6. It's a shape.
So I'm just gonna go with the enjoyable attacking shape.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I think for me, it was an enjoyable game. It's got 4 slashes on there. I think that symbolises the score that I want to give, 4 out of 6. And it was a good game. It was a good attacking game. It was a good attacking / dungeon crawler style game. Liked it. Couldn't think anything wrong with it.
And I'll give it a magic eye because I like the kind of symbol I have for a magic eye in this. I think that as you play more of this game, it kind of develops into something a bit more meaty. But yeah, it's a game that I'm glad I got in my collection, and I will play again and again.
And I'm looking forward to playing it again.
We are
Die Rollin. Catch us on
Facebook,
Instagram,
YouTube.
If you want to click like and subscribe,
we'd very much appreciate that.
If you want those notifications, make sure you ring the bell.
That's about it, right?
That's
our
it.
information.
Yeah.
Shh. I think I'm back. Don't tell them.